Alright, g'day mate. This is part 2 on how to put twin dogs on a saw. If you're using 372 XP dogs. So I'm doing it so individual some tools can work out themselves. Now when you do carpentry, you always have a straight edge where you measure back to. So saws are at a bar. So I'll go to the bar first, put the bar on, put it on the locator on where it normally sits for tension. No matter where it is, just long always goes back the same way. So we'll put that on like that, the way the bar's down, so I'll leave it like that. Put the cover back on. It's also I can measure it. So I'm not going to move that tension, it's just the weight of it holds it down, so I'm happy with that. Now if you look at these dogs, I'll show you something. They're not straight. And because they're not straight, so it just sticks to all that. Not straight, so I got to make a jig so I can actually judge from point A there to point B. These two in the middle, I don't want to know nothing about them because it's hard to judge and make everything straight and square. So the further away your spikes are, the more of a straight line you'll manage to produce. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. So I'll put this dog on. That's what I did last time. Apologise, I've been doing videos, guys. It's a pain. Been doing a bit of firewood splitting and lying over a big heavy strand wood. It's not nice on my shoulder. But you know, if you don't do something, you get hurt. If you do something, you get hurt. So I sit around and do stuff. Or try to. Now I'm going to do this up, not just snug, it doesn't be tight. Just so I can't move. So I get some measurements from it. Then you might see what I'm on about. My rambling madness. It should be pretty easy to see once you see what I'm talking about. Oh, that's it. I feel like that. Now what I want to measure is the height from the bar, the top of the bar. I'm going to measure from that. So these spikes will stop the saw doing this. They'll have the inside one where we hold the bar off the ground. This is a 20-inch bar. Well, it's a 24-inch bar wants to nosedive and in the dirt. So I want to get rid of that issue there. So what I want to see is what we got. So the first spike's about 3/4 of an inch above the bar. So that's pretty easy to gauge that. This is why I had the bar fairly tight. The bottom spike is basically an inch, so 3/4 inch. So metric, 2.5 centimeters roughly, just under 2.5 centimeters. Top one is just under 2 centimeters roughly. So that's roughly where I want. Now, what I have to do now is work out how can I control this and make a jig out of this. So I'll get my bit of timber. Hang on, guys. Okay, so I've got my bit of timber, 6x2 roughly, 150 mil by I think 35 mil, so it's 61.5 actually. But it's trained hardwood. The reason for this is the dogs are designed to dig in timber, and softwood makes it too easy. And this stuff, if you listen to this, it's rock hard stuff, and that's what we used to use for building years ago. And it started becoming too expensive. I don't know why. So we're all going to pine. They eat the pine like nothing, but they also eat this. But that's the way life has gone. Now what I want to do is work out measurements, only roughly, where this has to sit. I'll show you what I'm doing. So we'll put the saw up on the side, like that. Put the bit of block of timber here. So have you got to work this out. It's only going to be rough. So I'll measure that. On the bar, we're looking at 9.5. Top of the bar. That's 9.5. So I'll leave it like that, just on perfect. Now what I want to measure is the 2 end spikes. So I'll put a mark there. So I know the 2 end spikes are. I'll do the upper spike too, I suppose, and the bottom spike. Let's see, 1 minute. So I've worked out roughly where I want that. Now I want to get this bit of timber. Half the bit of timber, so I'll draw a centre line down the timber and bring a square over where I need to put marks. So I'll draw this all up and I'll show you a second. Hang on. Okay, I got the centre line marked out. So I'll draw a pencil mark down the centre line. I'm doing it step by step, so if you guys want to try this out, you can do it easily. Now I'll run the centre line, just the way I know where I want to drill the holes. But that's that part there. Now I want to mark out where I want to drill holes for the 2 in spikes, so I can get rid of them, so they're not giving me a false reading when I do the jig. So I'll do a cross for that. I'll do a cross for that one. Now, the upper lines, I'll do the upper line. So I'll put top up top here. Top, both sides. Let's see, 1 minute. And so I can measure where I'm going. I'll go back the other way. Try and find a nice piece of timber. These are leftovers from my mate cutting logs and stuff for picnic tables. It started cracking. So that'll be the top up here. So I want to drill holes for this using speed bores. I might as well line the bottom one, so I'll probably don't use the bottom one, but just in case I do. So a speed bore, spade bit, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to drill for this, for these bits of timber here. Run that where are you? Run that centre lines there, and then you can see what I'm doing. Alright, I'll go do that. You can watch this. Okay, I thought I'd show you. It's making a mess, so it looks dirty. Now this stuff's extremely hard. It's a nice new bit, but it makes it look simple, but it's not normal in real life. That's now you don't want to go blasting all the way through. I've gone through with a point at the back there. Just saying this one. I've gone through that one. Making a big mess in my shop. Now I'll come from this side. You don't do it this way, you'll smash holes through it and make a big mess, or you might even break it drill bit. You'll be careful anyway. These are not designed for hardwood. Not really. There we go. That's the first part of the drill bit. The jig made. I'll show you the rest in a sec. We're going to cut it on the table saw. Right, out the table saw. Okay, I hope I got this right. So what you normally have is slightly narrow at the front, and then you have the back, so you got somewhere for your timber to extra without being pinched. So I'm looking roughly 70 mils at the front on the right hand colour on the blade, and 70 and a half at the back. Yeah. That should be right. If not, you'll see me stuff up big time. No, I'll move it. I'll move it. 70. More narrow. My alley saw bench. 71. That might help. 71. So I'm pretty happy with that. So what I want to do is cut this in half right through the holes. And that way I'll have a nice straight edge to do my guide on with my jig. And that's the main part I want to show. I'll probably cut this one here, and then I'll make it slightly more narrow, so I'll make sure this side here is nice. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can work out straight edges and stuff, because it needs to be basically a parallel spot on top thing. Alright guys, I'll start this up. I haven't used this for a long time. Last time I was doing a kitchen. Oh god, a kitchen. Very hot. I got my push rod. Blade's nice and sharp, nice straight edge. Already set at 90 degrees. Now, mine's the same. Now I'm going to bring this back in to say 6.5 centimeters. So I give a parallel cut because it's nice and straight here, so I want the side straight. So I just move that over to a tad. They're both the same then. Measuring stick. Make sure that's right. Same as before, narrow in, wide out. Only a little bit, just enough so it doesn't kick back and hurt me. So 6.5. Yep, so that's right there. Cue the guts again. Part's done. So now I got the parts I need. I'm going to go back in the shed and drill this with 2 screws, so they can't be moved. They'll stay where they are, and I can work for that. Which side was that side? Okay, that was like that. So I need to rotate it like that. It's all lined up the same. So I might actually go outside the other side of the house as a drop saw. Now I might have to, so he's nice and straight. So, what's that? No, my bottom's better than the top. Alright, so, put the here, so I might drop saw it. Go bang with a drop saw. Alright, I'll go drop saw this and get back to you, hang on. Okay, this part here is fairly important. So the measurements are right. So pay close attention best you can. Now I've got both the timber that's got top and tops up here. Now mirror image, I've rolled them when I cut them. So I roll them over like that so they're the same. The holes line up, otherwise if you do a hole that way, they don't line up, so not perfect. So it's a big up there. So you don't want to do that. So yeah, like that. Now I need to work out roughly where this is here. So I'll use this one here as the front facing one, a nice and straight clean lines now. So I'll show you what it's for. For the bars on the snug, it's not going to move. Put the timber on up here. And those holes that I drilled, I'll bring you over and show you. Those holes line up with the spikes like that. So I'm not being influenced at all by those spikes at all here in the middle at all. They're out of the road, so I'm lining up the lines. So I want to make sure I go by that, and I've got to work out where my drill holes are now. Drill holes are now for the screws. So I'll put you back over here. Pretty simple. Will work for a chainsaw. It makes sense. Right, what you want to do is line up the whole markings from original spots. That's fine. Come under your bar. Do a pencil mark. Try not to move the timber much. outside. Now I know where it sits in the bar. I want to drill a hole through that and match the other timber up together and make a sandwich out of 2 bits of timber. So I'll get that organised. I'll come back and show you what it's for. Okay, these will only work if you pay attention to your power lines. Now, this is the top of the jig, so the two parts at the end are basically parallel. Might be a wafer difference, I'm not worried about that. That's parallel, so I'm not worried about all that. Now, the screw is to locate that on the bar so it can't move. I want that one to sink down and land on the bar and not move, so that one's important. The one down below is not that important, but I'll show you in a minute. I've already drilled for this one, but I haven't drilled the back one because I want to match these up. So I'll drill for that. Just to mark it. Now the bottom one, let's bring it up a bit. The bottom one's not too important. The bottom one's just so I've got something to screw up against and pinch. That's all it's for. So that's where the bar was, but I'll down here somewhere. It's hard stuff. Brand new drill bit. Now, all guys did put nailing into this stuff. My father said that hardwood's not easy to nail to when it's green, when it's wet. After that, it's almost impossible. Every hole has to be drilled. Right, so I've done that. Now I've got marks on that one there. Sawdust everywhere. God, I can't believe I'm doing this in a workshop, which usually full of aluminium filings and stuff. Timber. I used to make coffins years ago. It's my first job making coffins. A casket maker. Hated the sawdust or MBF dust. Particle board. To the top one. That's it. And now I've got everything lined up. So that should be fine. Beautiful. So on the bar line there, so there you are, fine. Now I'm going to work out what size drill bit I have to use for the screws to go in without breaking the vehicle, because this hardboard is hard for a reason. You screw into it, if you don't have the right size drill bit, you won't get the screw to actually go in, and you can snap your screw. I've snapped bugle head screws before. Just don't like it. Alright guys, I'll get this ready. I'm shivering machine. Right, there we go. I'll get this ready and I'll come back to you in a sec. So what I got here is a drill bit slightly rounder than the actual screw itself. So I want the screw to bite into the piece of timber behind, so it can actually act as a sandwich and it pulls into the timber. So you don't want the next hole behind to be loose, but you don't want the front one to be tight, because you want them to squish up in the hole so they can't move. But you'll see in a sec. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Okay, so the drill bit, screw goes in the hole with no interference with it. Also, it can go in and screw to the next piece of wood behind. So I have to work out what size drill bit I need for the thread of this. So I have no problems with that. Hang on a sec. We'll get the part done. So as you can see here, trying to see this drill bit is slightly smaller than the actual screw. So you see the thread this the screw past the drill bit. Hopefully you can see that. Just a bit. You can't move these in. You'll snap the head of your screw off. Pine be easy as all hell. But I've only got a little bit on the drill bit, but that's all you need so that you can thread in white. Alright here. So that's my outer jig mark there. So top. So it needs to be mirror image. So I'll roll that over like that. So the same. Make sure they're the same. Parallel. Got a bit of any sawdust or something sticking up. Annoying. Any bits of dags. be alright, I suppose. Like that. Yep, pretty all the same. Just visually check everything. Make sure I haven't made a mistake myself. Top, so they're mirror image, back like that. There's big holes, small holes. So we should be fine. Now I gotta get the screw, put them through the holes like that. I'm not recording, maybe make sure I'm recording, eh? Yes, I'm recording. Line the screws up in the holes. And I have to make sure they go in the holes I've already pre-drilled. Line them up. Do a little gentle zap it in. And you hate when your kids play your toys and they rip parts of them out. It's tips everywhere. Not 100% lined up, not too bad. Close off. So if you play with that more, you probably dig out that whole bit more and get it lined up. That's lined up, the end is lined up. That's pretty sure. Come to the side. Can I might be able to do it so I might be able to do it the other way. Might be better. This is where you should be using a drill press and make sure everything's square. Like go that way like that. Might be better. Could be better. Yeah, you can see that's completely out there. Gotta stuff it up. If not, I'll go back to where it was. Well, that's better. So there you go. So there's the jig made up. Now I'll show you how to use it. Listen it up. Come apart, yeah, you want to. Pull it completely out now. Right, that's that like that. They're on loose. So I'll pull up one out a bit more. I wish I had longer screws. Use a hand screwdriver again. Hand screwdriver. Sawdust everywhere. Oh my god. Not happy. Just clean now. Hand screwdriver. Where'd that be? It should be in my drawer. And the kids have been here again. Hey kids. Pain about that. Alright, that's blue boy. This machine. Oh, that's enough. Okay. Top. So I'll change that marking is top. The big T. Screws on the wrong side, but you know, my mistake. You'll learn from my mistakes, hopefully. So here's your saw. I'll show you where you can do it. Get in the frame so you can see. So now what you do, I'd probably have to pull the original old dog off, the original factory dog. But this along the bar, as you can see, it sits on the top screw right here. Get away from the table, you don't want the table hitting it. Run it up to the dog, and the dog rests up against a hardwood strap. Now the inner factory dog there has to come off this to work, but that'll be next video. But simply, I'll just do it quickly. Just tighten it up. That sits up like that, and then when you start modifying the other dog, use this as a jig to guide where you want to be. So I'll put a pencil mark where your upper dog is. You know that's parallel. You know the other one's parallel. You're running off the edge of the bar, so that gives you another measuring point, so you can work out where it wants to be. Vice grip the new dog to the side, cut it, mark it, do what you do, weld it all up, and you have a perfect matching setup. So that's not going to work right now because the inner dog's there. That's basically what it is. It's just a tool to work out where you are in space and time and all the rest of the crap. Anyway, guys, that's enough of me rambling today. I will see you soon. That's part 2. So be part 3. I'll have this finished. Right, over and out.